So you've probably seen the news, the fake news, what happened recently. Last week, Facebook changed their company name to Meta. So what does Meta mean? They're calling it a rebranding. They're going to use that Meta as a metaverse, and they give you all these fake explanations, right? And then you have this clown, this paid actor, posing as the owner of this corporation. Well, he's probably just a front man, like they all are. So look at this logo here. That logo, they are telling you that it's the infinity symbol, which again is also the pathway of the sun, the analemma. And it's one of their occult symbols. So what does it really mean? What does meta really mean? Let's look at some candidates for what it means, or what would be the mainstream explanation. Would be the Greek etymology, where they have you believing that meta means a prefix meaning beyond, like metaverse or metabolism or metaphysics. However, this is just a partial explanation. In Hebrew, interestingly enough, it means dead. So there we start getting closer to the truth. You see, the further back you go, the more ancient the language is, the closer to the truth, the closer to the source. So I'd buy this Hebrew etymology first than this Greek one. I'm not attacking the Greek. The Greeks were a great culture. There's great Greek people right now. However, this is not the end of the road. Okay? And the Latin is just a fake language that was made up for performing black magic rituals. Let's go on and see what the key of Sanskrit tells us. So whenever you have a cipher, whenever you have an encryption, if you have the right key, the encryption key, the deciphering key, then you can intercept the message, decode the message, and understand it intelligently. So when they're using these names, they're transmitting information between each other. They're giving you a fake explanation, right? They're giving you a fake explanation as the sheeple, as the dumbed down peon, and between themselves, they're going to be using the right key, which is what meta really means. So it means, like any other word in Sanskrit, it means several things. And if you're new to the channel, you'll be like, what are you talking about? Well, look at the other videos I have in the playlists I have on Sanskrit. It's a huge key to the truth. It is, in fact, the language of creation, the language that was given to us by our Creator, Christ Yeshua himself. So you can look at my videos. If you're triggered, I apologize, but there's a lot of information here. I will continue and get to the point for the listeners that have watched all those videos and are deep into this study. So I looked up what it means here in the actual Devanagari script, and you can do the same research by yourself and corroborate this. Remember, don't believe a word I say, but do your own research. So we have that meta T. I couldn't find the meta directly in this one, but I found the meta T. And the TY, TI suffix is just denoting it as a verb, where meta would be the noun, So the verb would be metati, to be mad or to become mad, the actual verb, the action, and meta would be the noun of madness. Okay, so Sanskrit is so huge that you're not going to find it all in one database. All of English, all of French, all of German, all of Russian, all of Nahuatl, all of Nordic languages, all the languages in the world comes from Sanskrit. Absolutely all of them. This is not a video about that, but I'm just giving you the backstory. So what they did, they took a language that had millions of words, almost an infinite amount of words. They chopped it up, they garbled the words, and then they fed us these fake languages by brute force, violence, blah, blah, blah. Like they've done. I just met a couple the other day from the Basque part of Spain, which was its own country. They spoke a language which is called the Basque language. It's all in the native tongue. It's called Euskadi. And the guy, was an older guy. He told me that, under Franco, the dictator, fascist scumbag, they were, forced, under threat of violence, not to speak it, not to learn it. So he doesn't know it anymore. He's not passing it on to his children or grandchildren. I met a couple. It was him and his wife, and that's so sad. But the same thing has happened to all of us. We've been orphaned from our matrika, from our mother tongue, which is Sanskrit, the language of creation. Again, there's a playlist on that. I'll do videos on that. But the point here is, meta means madness in Sanskrit. It also means to couple, the pair, unite. And what is another word for unite and pair? But to bind, a binding. So keep that in mind as I go forward here. Do not get thrown off by the ty suffix. It's just used as part of the grammar. And we also have it in English. Ty, just as in celebrity, charity, eternity, liberty. So English borrows heavily from its mother, which is Sanskrit. Do not get thrown off by the ti or ty. The alphabet is a joke, the Western alphabet. The original script was Devanagari, or maybe some other script that was lost in time, but the language always begins with a spoken word, the word of God. We can see that in Marathi, which is closely related with Sanskrit. Meta means darkness, pitch darkness. Keep that in mind here as we move along. Here we have the Monier-Williams, which is one of the premier dictionaries for Sanskrit, and it means to be mad. Met, meta, metati, madness. To be mad, madness. Here, another source. Several sources. Sanskrit dictionary. To be mad, do you see? Cologne. This one is between the Yates Sanskrit English Dictionary, Monier-Williams, the Cologne Dictionary that goes to German. So I'm not making this up. I'm giving you the hard, concrete evidence. To be mad, here's a different source. Now, what does to be mad mean? Let's go to the Merriam-Webster. Arising from, indicative of, marked mental disorder. Well, I would say these folks, these people, which are probably not people, are in fact deranged mentally. Yeah, but they're demon worshippers. That's what they are, Asuri worshippers. And the Bhagavad Gita goes into great detail about them. I will do that on another video. So madness, to be mad, is completely unrestrained by reason and judgment, unable to think in a clear or sensible way. Wow. So that's what they want for you. That's what they want for the users of these social media, of these platforms, to become unreasonable, unable to think clearly. And remember that other meaning? It also means to couple. What is to couple? But to bind, to restrain, to confine, to restrict as if with bonds, to put under an obligation, as in the legalese, the satanic legalese that's used today. To constrain with legal authority, fake, spurious legal authority. To wrap around with something so as to enclose or cover. Sorry about my dyslexia. Bandage. And the word banda is the root for bondage, which means slavery in Sanskrit. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. And I'll show you that here in a second. So, binding spell. That's the first thing I thought of. I do not do witchcraft. I do not do Wicca. I do not recommend that you do it, but I know a lot of it. How do I know a lot of it? Because God has shown it to me. I've never practiced it, nor I will ever will. If you do it, I feel for you. I strongly recommend you stop. It's very dangerous. You will always have the karma coming back to bite you in the arse 110%. Okay? So this is just for you to know what they're doing. So the binding spell is used against somebody, and usually you're wrapping a ribbon around the name or the picture. What is that? They're wrapping a ribbon around you. They're binding you in madness, so you will become mad. Okay? This is what they're doing. They're doing a binding spell. That's exactly what their intent is, and they're showing it to you. However, you cannot understand it unless you have the key of Sanskrit, one of the hugest keys to the truth that the Most High God has provided us in His mercy. Just like in Lord of the Rings. Remember, who's the Lord of the Rings? You know that already. So, one ring to bind them in the darkness. Okay? In Marathi, which is closely linked to Sanskrit, it means darkness. And it means to bind in madness and in darkness. What is madness but darkness? The absence of light, the absence of information, the absence of the love of God. So here are the definitions of binding. Alright? And as lo and behold, to tie or fasten tightly, to bandage, bondage, and they spilled the beans. Old English being then Germanic origin, related to Dutch and German, from an Indo-European root shared by Sanskrit, banda. Well, tell you what, there's no Indo-European root. It's Sanskrit, period, end of story. This is just something that they keep lying to you because they cannot speak a word of truth. So more on the binding, and I am not sponsoring any of this. I'm just telling you what they're doing. Okay, so binding spell. Okay. So this is pretty nasty stuff from these elite scumbags. Okay? They practice witchcraft and devil magic. Okay? So, man, that's pretty heavy, but now you know what they mean and what their intention is. So you're one step ahead. Okay? And now I will end this video with a prayer from John 17. And the mighty Lord Yeshua says the following: I will remain in the world no longer, but they are still in the world. I am coming to you, speaking to the Father. Holy Father, protect them by the power of your name, the name you gave me, so that they may be one as we are one. While I was with them, I protected them and kept them safe by the name that you gave me. My prayer is not that you take them out of the world, but that you protect them from the evil one. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, I have sent them into the world. For them I sanctify myself, that they too may be truly sanctified. So by the power and the grace of the Almighty, by the power and the grace of Christ Yeshua, let all these binding spells against you and I be forever broken right now. God bless you.